Yo, what's going on? So tonight I'm going to get a little practice in on my speaking, meet some people, network a little bit. Down here in Tucson, Arizona, there's a moth-like open mic speaking, storytelling type event that happens about every month or so. And I'm excited I signed up for tonight's event because I really want to practice my storytelling, my craft a little bit more, get more comfortable. But there's gonna be an audience, it's gonna be great. I have a story to tell. I'm wearing this purple shirt, not because it's just October, but there's a fun story behind it. I'm gonna give away some t-shirts to the audience. I'm gonna try to make it a memorable experience. I wanna be invited back. So, come with me. I'm gonna share this story. It's gonna be really fun. Let's go hang out. So I open up my P.O. box and man, I'm sweating. I'm getting ready to receive a nice payday. Who's had some of those? Like, you know, where you just like excited. There's a check on the way. You're like, today's the day, boy. It's like a week late. Today is the day. I reach in there. You know, there's of course like 13,000 other pieces of junk. I'm flipping through it and I see one from the National Basketball Association. It says my name right there on the top, Hussein, that's me. There's not a whole lot of Husseins in Beaverton, Oregon. Okay, so I'm looking at it. It says, scroll down a little bit further and it's $250,000 fine. Excuse me? I'm looking at this, I'm like checking the name again. I'm like, is this the right Hussein? You know what I mean? Scroll down just a little bit further. Jail? Hell no. What am I going to jail for? You know that kind of mail that you get that puts you in that fetal position, maybe makes you go to the bathroom? This was that letter. It was all bad. I don't know what was going on. I had a feeling as to why this happened, but you know those situations where you just want to roll them up, put them in your back pocket, and forget they ever happened? I was like, this has to be a mistake. I'll deal with this later. Well, what actually happened was, you know, about a month and a half before this situation, I started doing some t-shirt printing. Actually, I started printing in college. And what happened that specific time frame of after college and trying to get a job in the architecture world, who remembers 2009 and 2010 and how bad that was for our economy? So I leaned into t-shirt printing, going to the Saturday market and selling t-shirts and printing for schools and nonprofit organizations. Well, my friend and I had a very clever idea to print some Portland Trailblazer t-shirts. Now, I was a creative young guy. I knew I would come up with something cool and funky, and I did. And it looked something like this, okay? And that, no one had ever seen that before. And I was texting my buddies, putting it on Facebook, like, look at this cool shit I just made, man. Here's the thing, I hadn't paid rent in a month and a half. I was late on my bills. I hadn't paid my employee in like 2 weeks. I needed a fucking miracle, bad. So I needed this shirt to work. Guess what? I had about $500 left on my last credit card. And my friends were like, dude, do that shirt, bring it to the market. I promise you it's gonna sell out. All right, here we go. It's Wednesday. The Saturday market is, of course, Saturday at 6 a.m. So I run across town. I get these t-shirts. I get two colors, black and white. I said, you know what? Gotta have some choices in there. I bring 200 t-shirts. I screen print them night and day. We go in, and at literally 3 in the morning, I'm done printing. I pack the boxes up. I take them out to Portland, Oregon, 30-minute drive, and I sleep in my car, waiting for the market to open up. I set up my booth. I got my t-shirt up. I'm excited. I got some other little t-shirts going on. They're fun. You know, I'm trying to make some bills, man. I'm struggling. So sure enough, man, one of the custodial type people come up and says, hey, that's a cool new shirt. I've never seen that before. Let me get one of those. Do you got a size medium? I sure do. And as soon as I reach into the box, I hear this other lady, oh my God, do you have that in a small? I sure do. It's 25 bucks, 2 for $40, because your boy was on his marketing hustle. you know? So I'm in here, I'm starting to sell these shirts, and it's only 7 in the morning. Bruh, I haven't even gotten coffee yet. I'm excited. Here we go. Got a couple sales. The market opens up. People start flowing in. I'm in front of the guy who's selling bagels. Psh, that's a great place to be. Let's go, right? Next thing you know, I call a few of my buddies. I said, hey man, I would pay you, just come down here and stand in line in front of my booth. Make it look cool. I need to make this bread today, okay? So I had a couple buddies come out. It's 9 a.m. People really start flowing in. I hear, hey, do you have that in an XL? Do you have that in a small? Next thing you know, I'm digging through boxes, handing out t-shirts, and pockets was getting full of cash. Boy, I was on it. Next thing you know, it's 1 p.m. and I'm sold out of all 200 t-shirts. And we still had another hour and a half to go. So guess what I did? I closed up shop, went and bought more t-shirts, ran back to my shop, printed some more for Sunday's market. I needed to make some money, and quick. That market made me about $4,000 in profit. I was able to pay off all my friends, pay off my rent, pay off the employee that I was late on. So technically I was left with about 500 bucks. But here's the cool part. I was onto something. I knew my creativity would lead me somewhere. So I printed some more shirts, made them in some more funky colors. And I came back weekend after weekend and sold some more t-shirts, and it was great. Then there was this one day where the Trailblazers were playing the LA Lakers. Whew, that turns up the heat in Portland, boy, right? So I made this t-shirt, and I made the Blazer version, and I put them on opposite ends of my booth. And it was a clever marketing. I said, hey, whoever wins tonight, you guys got to show support, you know? So I had all these people come out and do debates and all this fun stuff around my booth, and guess what I did? I sold out another 300 t-shirts or so. I was on my marketing hustle. So I was learning, I was seeing, I was navigating, right? I'm trying to see what the people are into, right? Of course, what my pockets were into as well, because I was finally making bills get paid. So at the end of the story, I go to the mailbox, and I'm excited because not only was I making good money here, I was also printing some other projects for these school districts. So again, I'm waiting for this big check. And then that's when I saw this cease and desist letter. Now, there was a couple of guys that also owns a t-shirt booth across the way, and they had been there for years, selling the same old lame Portland t-shirt. You know, the ones that say home, blah, 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 fine, they're fine. Everybody's got one of them, they're boring. They were just boring. But I can tell when somebody's jealous. I can tell when somebody's mad. And so next thing you know, I'm looking at this letter, and of course on the back of this letter, there's a picture of me smiling and selling this Blazer t-shirt, looking stupid. So I couldn't get out of that one. Anyway, the next few days, the phone starts blowing up, and it's the lawyer. Hey, you gotta pay these fees or we're gonna take your ass to jail. You can't be copyright infringing here, okay? Shit, what am I gonna do? I finally paid off everyone, did everything, and I only have like maybe $1,000 to my name at this point, right? After paying off with the credit cards and stuff. So, unfortunately, I lost my entire shop. I had to get rid of everything, sold it all. I was left with about 35 bucks, a laptop, and a car. And a couple of these t-shirts left. I was like, damn, this sucks, right? But here's the crazy part. 2 weeks later, I go to that mailbox to turn in my key, because I no longer have a damn business, all right? There's no point anymore of paying the P.O. box. So I go in, go to turn in my key, but I had to check it just one last time. And guess what showed up? That check I've been waiting for about 2 months now. And guess how much it was for? $3,800, which was the exact amount I had to pay that lawyer, which was just mind-bending. So in that point, what did I do? A lot of people would have thought, like, that's it, you're done screen printing. Hell no, not me. I went, bought some more printing equipment, got back to business, printing out of my little room, and I grew this company called Refuges, where we gave back to the local refugee community by giving backpacks and hygiene products and things like that to people who came from different countries, of course. The reason I did that is once I was a refugee, those are the exact things I needed, and so did my family. So I leaned into something that was more mission-driven, more me, and I started using my creativity for something that meant more to me. And as I go back to the Saturday market and selling these t-shirts, they were now mission-driven, and I didn't have to copy no blazers. As a matter of fact, in 2021, this all happened back in 2010, 2011, of course. 2021, you know, the Trailblazers got whiff of this work that I was doing in the community, and they awarded me with the Hometown Hero Award. Got to go to the game, all this fun stuff, and what a crazy way to turn it all around. The point being is, you know, had I not taken that risk that I knew deep down in my gut that I shouldn't have done that. As a creative, as an artist, sometimes we gotta push those limits. Sometimes we gotta bump up against what they say you can't do. Sometimes you've gotta bend the rules, not break the law, like I think I did. But the idea was I didn't know better, but I learned. And what I learned from all of that was, you know what, just go for it. See what happens. At the end of the day, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna sue you? Are you gonna pay $250,000? Maybe go to jail, but how far are you willing to go for your art? See, for me, it was worth it because it connected me, it turned me into a speaker, made me an author, made me an artist, and I got to give back to the local refugee community. So on that note, thank you, appreciate you.